Tēnā tātou, I mihi ana ki a koutou katoa, whakapiri mai nei i te ata nei te pōnei, ki te whakanuia i a koutou, hioi te mea tuatahi, kia inoi tātou. Whakataha atu rā te pō, whakataha atu rā te uri nuri mi ngā here o te pō. Kia ngā uri mai te ao, kia ngā uri mai te marama. Hihiri te rā, hihiri te kāpura kōrero riro e ngau nei te kawauraro o muriranga whenua. E tāne karawhio mai rā te toki a te huakirangi kia tā kirikiri mai te ata hāpara. Pau te ao, pau te marama, pau te ara whānui a tāne. I tāke mai i te wehenga o ranginui e tui ho nei o papatu wānuku e tapato ake nei. Uhi, wero, tau mai te māramatanga. Haumi e, hui e, taiki e. Kia ora koutou.
Aina mana, ina reo, ina karanga maha, kei te mihi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. Kei te mihi ki a koe Riki, mō te karakia tūwhira. Ko Monique tōku ngoa, he mihi ana, he mihi ana, he mihi ana. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all here this evening to the inaugural meeting of the Horo Whenua District Council following the 2025 triennial elections. For those who I haven't had the privilege to meet, my name is Monique Davidson and I have the honour of serving as Chief Executive. I'm incredibly proud to lead a team of dedicated and passionate council staff who care deeply about this place, the people who call it home. Following on from a pōwhiri held on Friday the 17th of October with our mana whenua partners, Moepoko and Ngā Te Raukawa ki te Tonga, tonight marks a very special occasion for our district, and it's heartening to see so many of you here with mana whenua, whānau and friends and members of the public here to show your support. Your presence adds real warmth and significance to this evening's proceedings. And I want to remind us about the important connection Council has to the communities that it represents and serves. This is a moment of renewal and commitment. Tonight we will witness our Mayor, Councillors and Te Awaho Foxton Community Board members, those entrusted by our community to represent them over the next 3 years, make their declarations of office. Each will be invited forward to take their oath, formally beginning their journey of service to the Horo Whenua for the 2025 to 2028 triennium. The oath is a powerful reminder of the trust our community places in its elected representatives and of the shared responsibility we all hold in shaping a positive future for our district. As we begin this new triennium together, may it be guided by collaboration, integrity and a shared vision for the prosperity and well-being of all those who call Horo Whenua home. Now you're going to need to bear with us a little bit this evening because while this is ceremonial, it has some procedural components to it which may feel a little bit odd for those who are here for the first time. So firstly, what I do need to note is that there are no apologies from councillors-elect, but we have received apologies from David Roach and Judy Sanson, Te Awaho Foxton Community Board members. Before we can officially swear the Mayor and councillors and Te Awaho Foxton Community Board in, I'm required to give attention to the following legislation and its implications for council members. Now, it is tempting here to do a pop quiz to see whether those, the Mayor and councillors have been listening over the last couple of weeks, but instead I'm just going to go through a very brief summary of what legislation elected members must be mindful of in taking their oath. That legislation is the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, the Local Authorities Members' Interest Act 1968, Sections 99, 105 and 105A of the Crimes Act 1961, the Secret Commissions Act 1910, the Financial Market Conduct Act of 2013, the Health and Safety at Work Act 2015, the Local Government Act 2002 and its amendments, and the Public Records Act 2005. Each councillor to take their oath this evening is individually responsible for understanding and complying with the requirements of this Act. And for the purposes of this meeting, and to keep the duration of the meeting short, I'll not be providing a detailed explanation of each of the legislation, but we'll ask the Mayor and Councillors to note that you can find the contents of this in the agenda, and for the first of many times, the report can be taken as read. We now begin this evening by swearing in His Worship the Mayor and then councillors. And so I would like to start by extending a very warm welcome to His Worship the Mayor, Bernie Wandin, as he makes his declaration of office.
I, Bernard Philip Wandin, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as Mayor of the Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Chief Executive Monique. Now the turn of councillors to come forward and make their declaration, and in the interests of me not getting anything wrong, I am going to ask them to come forward in alphabetical order. So, you know, this ceremony is very poignant, very significant, an important part of our democratic process, and I extend my sincere thanks to councillors for their commitment and service to our community. So can I first welcome Councillor David Allen.
I, David Allen, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interest of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as Councillor of the Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
outside. Take this with you.
Got some flowers for Karen.
Could we now welcome Mike Barker?
I, Michael Robin Barker, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform, in the best interest of the Horowhenua District, the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as Councillor of the Horowhenua District Council, by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
Now, could we welcome, please, Nola Fox?
I, Nola Lee Fox, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform, in the best interest of Horowhenua District, the powers, authorities and the duties vested in or imposed upon me as Councillor of the Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
Bring that with you. Councillor Morgan Gray.
I, Morgan Gray, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as Councillor of Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987 and any other act.
Could we now welcome Councillor Clint Grimstone?
I, Clinton Jeffrey Grimstone, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interest of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a councillor of the Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act of 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act of 1987, and any other act.
I'm a little worried every signature that I've written so far is completely different from the ones that I started with, so no one's going to know it was me probably. Can we now welcome Councillor Nina Horitapa?
Kua hau, ko Nina and Horitapa e o te ana ka whai ahu I te pono me te tōkeke e ronga hoki I te mutinga ki mai nei o aku pukinga, o aku whakatau hoki kia whakatautaki, kia mahi anō hoki I te mana whakahaere, te mana whakatau, me ngā momo mahi koe uhia ki rongo ia kia whiwhi painga mo te takiwa o te kaunihira a rohi o Horowhenua e ai hoki ki te turi kawanatanga taio rua mano mā rua ki te turi kawanatanga taio whakapai me te hui kotahi mana iwa rau wari tukau mā whetu me etahi turi anō rānei.
Councillor Sam Jennings is next on the list. Thank you, Sam.
I, Samuel John Robert Jennings, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a councillor of the Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987 and any other act.
Could we now welcome Lani Tarokura Kitu?
Ko ahau, ko lāni te raukura ketu. E o ati ana ka whai ahau i te pono me te tō kēki. I runga hoki i te mutunga kē mai, nei o waku pukenga, o waku whakatau hoki, kia whakatutuki, kia mahi anō hoki i te mana whakahaere, te mana whakatau, me ngā momo mahi, kua uhia ki runga i au, kia whiwhi paenga, mo te takiwā o te kaunihera ārohe o horo whenua. E ai hoki ki te ture kāwanatanga a taio, rua mano mārua, ki te ture kāwanatanga a taio whakapai me te hui ko tahi mano iwarau warutika mā whitu, me e tehi ture anō rānei.
Kau tātou tūpune, hei ora ngā konga, uri whakareke, tarawhiua rine.
I now welcome Councillor Joe Mason.
I, Joanna Mason, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as Councillor of Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
Could we now welcome Councillor Katrina Mitchell-Cootham.
Good evening. Is it here? Oh, there it is. I can't read it. I, Katrina Mitchell-Cootham, declare that I will faithfully and according to the best of my skill and impartially, in my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as Councillor of the Horowhenua Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information Meetings Act 1987, and any other act. I have a long name.
Could I invite Councillor Paul Olsen to come up, please? I, Paul Gregory Olsen, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interest of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and the duties vested in or imposed upon me as a councillor of the Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987 and any other act. And finally, but no means least, Councillor Alan Young.
Thank you. I, Alan Young, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of the Horowhenua District the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as
There's a slight typo there. We've just promoted Alan to Mayor.
as Councillor of the Horowhenua District Council by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987 and any other acts.
I can see how that would have happened actually, because of course my surname begins with W, and so they probably did them in alphabetical order, and the next one was Young, and they didn't quite remember to change it back. But anyway, all good. Well spotted, by the way, Alan, that you didn't read that. That was very well done. Right, so it's now my honour and privilege as the new elected Mayor to announce my deputy. It's one of the few things I get to do myself, but it has followed a number of conversations that we have had over the last week or two. And I'd like to announce that the Deputy Mayor for this triennial is David Allen. I knew I gave you those flowers, David, didn't I? Probably it's slightly premature, but anyway, it's all good. Right, we now, it is back to a slightly more formal council meeting now. And first of all, we have to move the apologies that the Chief Executive announced before. So we will move the recommendation
that apologies are accepted for David Roach and Judy Sanson, Te Awaho Foxton Community Board members. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Jennings has raised his hand first. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. You've also heard the Chief Executive earlier talk on the range of legislation that we have to consider. And so we also have to note that we have received that recognition of those pieces of legislation. So the recommendation is that Council receive and note the explanation of legislation relevant to elected members 2025 to 2028 triennium. I'll move this, seconded by Councillor Gray. Thank you. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Carried. You also have, we have to formally acknowledge that David Allen is now the Deputy Mayor. So I move that Council notes the appointment by the Mayor of Councillor David Allen, seconded by Councillor, as Deputy Mayor, and seconded by Councillor Olsen. All those in favour? There won't be any debate. Okay. Thank you, dear. Excuse me, I'm just going to, before I launch into this, so now I get the opportunity to make a bit of a formal address. So please, if it gets too warm or I see you start falling asleep, please bear with me. I hopefully won't take too long. So kia ora koutou katoa. It is wonderful to see so many of you here tonight. And on behalf of Council, both governance and the organisation, we thank you most sincerely for being here and showing us that support. I do want to acknowledge councillors, both old and new, Te Awaho Foxton Community Board members, both old and new, our Chief Executive Monique and her staff, especially those that are here that don't, and especially those that are here that don't have to be, such as family, whānau and friends. And other dignitaries and community leaders, it is a pleasure that you have been able to be with us. And I do want to acknowledge our two newly elected Horizons councillors from the Horowhenua, Hamish Easton and Luca Jensen. Nice to have you here, team. It is an honour to again be standing in front of you as Mayor, and I am humbled by the trust and confidence shown in me by the residents of this district, and I thank them most sincerely for that support. And I look forward to continuing to serve. Even for those of us who have had the privilege of being sworn in before, tonight is a special night for all of us. There are not many other roles in your life where you get to take an oath of office and are governed by 60 different pieces of legislation and must consider the structures and behaviours of the role. I hope that all new councillors elected and Te Awaho Foxton Community Board members are aware of the responsibility and privilege that you will have taken or soon to take, and in those words that you took, whatever the motivation for wanting to put your hand up to serve this community, that those motivations are now replaced by understanding and putting into practice that oath. You all should be proud that your community have placed their trust and confidence in you to be the caretakers of this community and to shape its future. And while that is a huge responsibility, it is also a wonderful opportunity that not many get the chance to do. I have often said that the community is smarter than we sometimes give them credit for, that they see through all the smoke and mirrors and vote accordingly. And I think they have done a great job in electing the members they have done for both council and the Te Awaho Foxton Community Board. The community have sent a strong signal that they endorse the direction of travel that the previous council was on and recognise that stability and continuity is important. Sometimes that direction of travel may not be something they completely buy into, but despite the challenges that exist in local government and the wider economic landscape, I believe that we have engaged well, that we have been upfront and transparent with our community, so that they do understand the realities of what we are facing. And while they might not agree or accept some of the decisions that were made, they appreciated the reasoning as to why they were done. I'm encouraged by the makeup of both the council and the community board. Both have an excellent mix of experience and new blood and look more balanced in terms of age, gender and ethnicity. We now have 2/3 of us who have done at least one term. And I do want to acknowledge the conversations that I've had with my elected councillors. It's given me a great starting point to assign roles and responsibilities and see where the strengths of the table will be. We are fortunate to have one of New Zealand's longest serving councillors sitting around our table. Councillor David Allen, or now Deputy Mayor again, has lived and breathed local government for many years. As he has said, it is his life, and he continues to add huge value to the governance table, the Foxton community, and the wider district in many different ways. I have been very appreciative of his wise counsel and support over the last term in his role as Deputy Mayor, and I'm delighted that he's accepted the position for this term. Thank you, David, for accepting the role again, and I know that we will continue together to ensure that good governance remains a focus for this district. I'd also like to welcome back Councillor Sam Jennings, who's now in his third term. I do want to acknowledge Sam for the major contribution he has made during the last 2 terms and the willingness that he has shown to be involved in so many aspects of the government's role. And I'm sure the Waipahu ward will be much greater served this term than previously. I'm also always encouraged when first-term councillors say they want to stand again. To me, this signals they do not only enjoy the role, but they want to continue to contribute to the well-being of the district and its long-term future. So to councillors Nina Hori-Tapar, Mike Barker, Clint Grimstone, Paul Olsen and Alan Young, I do want to congratulate you all on your re-election, and I'm sure the learnings and experiences that you had in your first term will stand you in good stead for the next 3 years. And so to our new councillors, both new and returning, it is a huge welcome back to former 3-term councillor Joe Mason. It is wonderful to have you back, Joe. Your experience and knowledge will be a major asset around this table, and I'm sure you will continue to make a massive contribution to this community. Every council is different, regardless of the experience and knowledge that exists, and there will always be different dynamics around the table in each term. Fresh ideas and rejuvenation are always a positive. So for new councillors, Noel Fox, Lani Kew, Katrina Mitchell-Kutab and Morgan Gray, it is a very warm welcome to local government. And while it may feel a little daunting at the moment and possibly a little overwhelming, I'm sure it will not take you long before you are all up to speed and contributing greatly. I wish you all well and congratulate you on your election. I also want to acknowledge the members of the Te Awaho Foxton Community Board and congratulate the residents of Foxton on selecting a team that I think will make a real difference in that community. Former Councillor Ross Brannigan, long-time local government servant David Roach, and newbies Irene Wakefield, Judy Sanson and Jason Davey. I think it is a great mix of experience and knowledge, and I'm sure we'll be united in the betterment for Foxton. We look forward to working with you. We are all privileged to be members of the local government family entrusted by our community to deliver services and shape their futures. It sounds like there should be nothing to it. Going to the odd civic event or function, turning up here in chambers to be informed or discuss the myriad of issues that we must deal with, and then making decisions that are easy to reach because they are logical, reasonable, and easy to understand. Then the reality will hit. The community is divided. There is no money. If we decide this, what impact does it have on other issues? Decisions made in the past are constraining our options. Central government is telling us to go in a certain direction, or there is a new government dictating a different direction. And then the different opinions and views of the table mean that consensus is sometimes very difficult to reach. We soon learn that occasionally this role can be frustrating and complex at times, and not as straightforward as we had first thought it might be. But it also can be extremely rewarding. The start of a process that may take years to come to fruition, or the completion of projects that will make a positive difference to the livability of our communities. Even if it is simple things like footpaths or new pipes, it is satisfying and reassuring that things are getting done and that we have played a part in that. Local water done well and the prospect of O2NL remain large on our horizon, but it will be funding and financing that no doubt occupy much of our debate and discussion and will challenge us this term. There is an expectation from our community and government that we will suddenly solve the rates and affordability issues that confront not only us but the whole country. It sounds like a caption for a TUI ad, but there will be increasing pressures on us to deliver solutions, and that will be challenging. There is no doubt that local government is still at the crossroads in terms of its future. Where we are heading and how we cope with that future are conversations that will be a big part of the next few years. But these conversations should never overshadow what our focus is and what we should be concentrating on, and that is the positive future of this district. I don't have any issue with any government telling us that we should deliver the basics, but it works both ways. If it is the basics that we have to deliver, then that is fine. We completely get that. But how about acknowledgement that one size doesn't fit all, that localism has a place? How about an acceptance that we are in this together and that local government only has the best interests of its communities at heart, and that we are not all to blame for some of the issues that occur in Wellington or Auckland, wherever they are. If anything could be achieved over the next term, I would hope that there is an acceptance by all parties that we are in this together, and that much more can be achieved if there is a genuine desire to improve the lot of our communities. Whatever is in front of us, I am confident that Chief Executive Monique's leadership and the team that she has built, we will together have the expertise and capability to face the challenges that lie ahead of us and continue our shared vision of creating a council of excellence and a district that continues to be a great place to live, work and play in. Thank you again for all being here tonight and joining us. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you to everyone who also played a part in making our inaugural meeting happen. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou koutua. So we now get back to a bit more formality, and we've come to the conclusion of the council part of this evening's ceremony. And before we finish, I'm required to fix the date and time for the first ordinary meeting of council. The Chief Executive has recommended that the first ordinary meeting of council be held on Wednesday, the 10th of December 2025, commencing at 11 a.m. in council chambers 126 to 148 Oxford Street, Levin. And I would happily move that recommendation, seconded by Councillor Jennings. I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. So we're now going to have a bit of entertainment before we get into the Te Awaho Foxton Community Board formalities. And we do have a performance item for you to enjoy. And it's my pleasure to welcome the first of two performance items we're going to see from Sisters Imogene and Amelie Williamson, who are Horowhenua College students and no strangers to the stage. Firstly, can I welcome Imogene, who will be performing Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again by Andrew Lloyd Webber. Welcome. Thank you, Imogen. That was beautiful. I wish I had a voice like that, but unfortunately, it's never going to happen. But thank you very much. We appreciate it greatly that you've taken the time out to be with us tonight. We're now going to go to our next stage of swearing in, and that is going to be the members of the Te Awaho Foxton Community Board that are here. And unfortunately, with David Roates and Judy Stanton not being here, we do have, though, three members of the Foxton Community Board, or Te Awaho Foxton Community Board, still here. And I assume, there they are. Can I first of all invite former councillor, now Community Board member, Ross Brannigan.
I, Ross James Brannigan, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interest of Te Awaho Foxton community the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as member of Te Awaho Foxton Community Board by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
Can I now welcome Jason Davey?
Thanks, Manny. G'day. I, Jason Craig Davey, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of Te Awaho Foxton community the powers, authorities and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Te Awaho Foxton Community Board by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to play, you've got one collar in, one collar out. You can't do that. Start the way you mean to do. That's right. Granddad's probably done it. And now could I invite Irene Wakefield to come and take her oath.
Tēnā koutou. Kua hau, ko Irene Wakefield, Irene Madeline Merewai Wakefield. I o te ana ka whai ahau I te pono me te tōkeke. I runga hoki e te mutunga ke mai nei o aku pukinga. O aku whakatau hoki kia whakatūtuki. Kia mahi anō hoki e te mana whakahaere. Te mana whakatau me ngā momo mahi kua uhia ki runga I au. Kia whiwhia painga mo te takiwā o te pōari hāpuri o te Awaho. E ai hoki ki te ture kawanatanga a Tai Ao 2002, ki te ture kawanatanga a Tai Ao whakapai me te hui 1987 me ētahi ture anō rānei.
You understand how I get mothered now, there, making sure I'm doing it right. I need it, that's why they do it. So we now come to the appointment of Chair and Deputy Chair of the Te Awaho Foxton Community Board. And so what I might ask actually, if Irene and Jason and Ross just come up the front, please, rather than sort of me go all over the place so that I know what we're doing. We do have a quorum, so that's good, despite a couple of absences. So I'd now like to call for nominations of chairperson. Right, I'll close nominations. And can I just ask well, we've already got all those in favour, haven't we? The 2 out of 3. Delighted to declare Ross Brannigan duly elected as chairperson of the Te Awaho Foxton Community Board. Could I now ask for nominations for deputy chairperson? Seconder? It almost looks like it might have been staged. I'll now put that to the vote. All those in favour of Irene Wakefield as Deputy Chairperson of the Te Awaho Foxton Community Board? Congratulations, Irene, and well done. You may sit down now, thank you. Yeah. So our second performance tonight is by Imogen's sister, Emily, who will be singing If There Were Dreams to Sell by John Ireland. Welcome. Thank you, Emily. That was lovely, and it's fantastic to see such local grown talent performing in a wider audience like you have in front of you, and I'm sure your family must be incredibly proud of both of you in terms of what you're doing, so thank you very much. Please give them another round of applause. So we're just about finished. Can I just thank you sincerely for everyone coming along tonight and making this such a special occasion. You're warmly invited to join us for refreshments in the foyer. During that time, elected members are also welcome to have photos taken with their families. And if I'm right, elected members are going to have their formal photo tonight, so please do not run away until that has been completed. To conclude our ceremony, we're going to invite everyone to stand and join in singing the national anthem, and then following the national anthem, we'll close with karakia, marking the formal conclusion of this memorable evening. Thank you. So if you wouldn't mind, please standing, and we're getting the Could I please invite all elected members who have sworn their oath tonight to come and stand on stage and for us to together make our closing karakia. Yeah, just watch the big step, all right? Yeah, watch the big step. Some of you guys are allowed to come up the front here. Yeah, yeah. Come here, come on. All right, Lani, come forward, please. Yeah, they're going to fall. Don't push them off. All right, here we go. Kia whakaeria te tapu, kia wātia ai te ara, kia tūriki whakatā ai, kia tūriki
Hui e, hui e, tai ki e.